Alright guys, so we want to turn ABC into what, guys? What would you like to turn it into? What? DEN, okay? Now, what we're going to try and do first is we might try and do a rotation first. Now, Michael suggested we go for 180 degrees. You might just try it out and see what happens, okay? Now, we already did 90 degrees the other day, and I think 90 degrees came out like that, didn't it? So 180 degrees might come out a bit like DNE. Might not end up in the right place, but it should turn out slightly like that. So let's find out. Can somebody call me out the coordinates of A, B, and C again? What's A? Fine, 1 plus 5i. B? And C? 2 plus 2i? Alright. I'm going to multiply each one of these by I squared. What does I squared generally do? It will rotate it all by 180. So B will end up 180 degrees away at the same circle. Is that alright? So 180 degrees away. So I think it's going to be like 2 down, 1 across, 2 down, 1 across. It's going to end up at E, it is actually. So this will be interesting to see where everything ends up. So I'm going to multiply all of these by I squared. And what is I squared?
-1.
Yeah, I squared is -1. So we're just going to multiply each one by -1. And let's see what happens. A dash is -1 minus 5i. B dash? Anybody? -1 minus 2i. And C dash? Okay. So C ends up at F. Is that right? -2 minus 2. Okay. A ends up at what? Off the screen, isn't it? It's not there yet. Where does B end up? Where? B ends up at E. Okay. Realistically, I want E to turn into N. I want F to turn into D, and then I want -1 minus 5i. I'd ideally like that to turn into, what is it? I'd like it to turn into 1 minus 1 minus 2i. So what do I have to add on to all three of them to make that happen? So I have to multiply by I squared. So it's I squared Z, and then once I'm done with that, I add on 3i to bring them all back up again. So I turn F into D, E into N, and then the other one comes up and goes in place of E. So that's what you gotta do. A rotation followed by 3i, and that will do what you need it to do. Is that okay with you guys?
Why is it 3
3 upwards. 3 vertically up. If it was 3 to the right, it'd be just plus 3. Or 3 down, it'd be minus 3i. Okay, it's a good question. So this is question 6, okay? Everybody look at Z1. Z1 is 1 across 2 up. Everybody agree with that? Now, how much bigger is Z2 compared to Z1? 1 across 2 up, 1 across 2 up. What do you reckon? Yeah, what's 3 plus 6i divided by 1 plus 2i? 3 times bigger. So Z2 is 3 times Z1. Everybody on board with that? Okay. What do we notice about Z1 and Z3? Any takers? It's a rectangle. It's 90 degrees to the left because they're both the same distance apart, aren't they? And it rotates 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So what do you think B is? B is just I, because it sends it 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Alright, Z4 equals C times Z1. Find the value of C. So where is Z4? Ah, lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the start here. Whoop, redo. This way. So, here's Z1. Where's Z4 located relative to it? 180 degrees, would you agree with that? You can either call C I squared or minus 1, your choice. You can say, same thing really, isn't it? C equals I squared or minus 1. Is that alright with you guys?
Does I just rotate by 90 degrees anticlockwise?
What?
Does I rotate by 90 degrees anticlockwise?
Yes, and I squared is 180. I cubed will be 270 degrees. And I to the power 4 rotates you all the way 360 degrees. Because I to the power 4 is I squared 2b squared, which is minus 1 squared, which is just 1. Actually does nothing to your original position. You just stay where you are. Everybody okay with that? Alright, let's go for question 9. Alright, this looks complicated. Okay, so what does it want from us? Copy this diagram. Will you dim the lights slightly, Killian? Copy this diagram and mark in the diagram the image of the rectangle under the following translations. Z is 2Z1, so what do you think? Double this distance. So, green side, that is 1 across 1 up. What happens when you double it? 2 across 2 up. Blue, 2 across 1 up, double it. 4 across 2 up. Next one, red, 1 across 3 up, double it. 2 across 6 up. Finally, purple. Purple is, what's it, 2 across 3 up, double it. What you get? Okay. What has happened to your rectangle? It's doubled in length and it's doubled in width. And it's 4 times the original area. Original area is 2 blocks. New area is 8 blocks, which is 4 times the original area. Not that I asked you for that. We good so far? Okay. What's the next thing we're going to do? You can sort. It does want us to do it by drawings and not by calculation. Okay. All right. What do you reckon when I rotate this 90 degrees? What do you reckon? Where do you think I'm going to end up? Here. Bit clearer now, is it? Hope. Alright. The green dot, where do you think that will end up? Minus 1? 1. Alright. The red dot. Down 1 across 2. Up 1. Across 1, up 2. What do you think of that? Do you think that's 90 degrees? Huh? Yeah. That's more 90 degrees than the other one, yeah? Alright, let's go again. What about this one? Let's call it the blue one. Ever see the blue one? What do you reckon? It has to be on this circle, doesn't it? And that's 1, 3. So what do you reckon? Minus 3. 1. And then what about the last one then? I think we know where the black one's going, don't we? Just there, isn't it? And what has it effectively done to your rectangle? Yeah, everything's rotated by 90 degrees. The shape and the area are still there. Same. Right, what does it want from me next? 2 plus I multiply by our original number. Everybody see that? 2 plus I multiply by our original number. Okay, I'm probably going to have to do calculations on this one because I can't really figure that out. So here's what we'll do. I'll just undo all this. Is that okay? Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to write down each number as is. So what's said 1? 2 plus I. What's said 2? Huh? What's said 2? Somebody's getting the sack today. Said 3. It's not me, oddly enough. Now, what? Go on. And said 4. 1 plus 1i. Alright. Now the question specifically says multiply everything by 2 plus I. Alright, can we divvy this up between us? Might make everything a bit fast. Jamie, will you take 2 plus I by 2 plus I? Oliver, will you take 2 plus 3i by 2 plus I? Michael, will you take 1 plus 3i by 2 plus I? Matthew? McDonald? Can you do 1 plus I by 2 plus I? The rest of you just pick one each and try it out and verify your answer. Okay guys. Now, lads, what's said 1? Jamie.
Minus 3 plus 4i.
Okay, what's said 2? Oh, for God's sake.
It's 3 plus 4i. I read it wrong.
Okay, so 3 plus 4i, is it?
Yeah.
Alright guys. Getting the sack. Alright, what's said 2? 1 plus 8i. Interesting. What's said 3?
Minus 1 plus 7i.
Okay, and what's said 4?
1 plus 3i.
Safe to say I'm going to need a bigger diagram, haven't I? Can't draw that on the current diagram, can I? Oh wait, probably have to shrink it back down, do I? Alright, let's hope I can draw on the current diagram. Right, let's go again. Oh, did I just cut out 7 and 8 myself, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake. Right, back I go. Oh, I did. Love when I do stuff like that. Alright. So, right, here it is here. And here are my new points. Yeah, that's very useful. That's okay. Now, Control G. Okay, let's do this. All right. 3 plus 4i. 3 across, 4 up. No bother. Next one. 1 plus 8i. Said 3 minus 1 plus 7i. Nice. And then what's the next one? 1 plus 3i. Oh, it's still a rectangle, which is good to know. So what was the net effect of that? What actually happened? So let's color code them so we know which ones are which. That's Z1, isn't it? And this is the new Z1, which is 3 plus 4i. Z1 went to that one there. And what's the next one then? Z2, which is, what's Z2, lads? The original Z2?
2 plus 3i.
2 plus 3i. And that goes to 1 plus 8i. There's no real pattern, is there? There's no real general. Let's see, what about the next one? What about Z3? I'm the Z3. Went to minus 1. Yeah, they all moved different amounts, didn't they? But what is common there is that we doubled the distance somehow as well. Alright, that's it. We found where it was, no real trend to it. Okay, let's move on. What?